Hello everyone and welcome to another Henrik Explains. Yeah, I didn't have the time for other stuff, but very interesting. Someone wrote to Henrik, this game is an asset flip. Why should I pay for this? It's all from the asset store, and that the armors are also from the asset store and the stuff like that. But this for a fact is not true. The armors are not all from the asset store. And many in-game items are not from the asset store. But many items are from the asset store. That is correct. So first we will look at what assets Mortal used, just for example. I picked a few example ones. And then we can hear Henrik's statement to that. So first we will start with Meduli. Yes, this town is more or less a one-to-one from the asset store. Sure, they changed the layout of some houses and stuff like that, but they used the objects from that asset. And here's the thing, this is no problem in my opinion. This is good, because otherwise they would have at least one guy working for over a month for this town. And why should he? Why? If the asset is there, if the thing is available, and if it can save time, why should not use it? So I can totally understand why Star Wars is using a lot of assets actually, because it saves a lot of time. And for you as a player, it normally don't make a difference. If you don't know if these assets are bought or if you know them from someone else. For example, just the trees are also in Battlefield 5, Battlefield 4 and Battlefield 3. So I don't know. Of course, you can see the same trees, same stones, same barrels, and same assets like in every other game. So many people were complaining in the forums and also on Reddit and also on Steam that it's an asset flip. I mean, alone the definition of asset flip. An asset flip would be if I would make a crowdfunding campaign and would collect, I don't know, $1 million and would say I make the best game ever and I piece together some shit and then I pay my lawyer to tell you to fuck yourself. This would be an asset flip. But what Star Wars is doing is definitely not an asset flip. I mean, I can understand the anger, but just for example, I mean, they are now 40 people. But alone, the manpower alone to create such 3D models and such stuff instead of just buying them. They have many stuff that they do themselves. But for stuff like rocks, trees, bushes, houses, structures, and stuff like that, why on earth do you expect that they do that from scratch? Why should they? Why should they waste time? They could work on sieging. They could work on dual wielding. They can search on. They can work on much greater things than just fucking 3D objects no one fucking cares about. So, just my personal opinion, I'm pretty glad that Star Wars is saving themselves a lot of time and actually addressing the real issue here and currently focusing on bug fixing and polishing and stuff like that. But if you imagine if they would have everything done themselves, every rock, every tree and stuff like that, we wouldn't have Mortal today. Man, we would sit here for Mortal Online 2 release 2025. I don't know if I want that. I don't want that. I'm glad that we have Mortal now. A good example is the tutorial island Haven or Fabernum is also one-to-one from the asset store. I mean everything in there. I mean even the tavern, where on the table is the map of Final Fantasy XIV or something like that, or the same map that is in a tavern in Final Fantasy XIV. I don't know. I mean, some people have a problem with that this stuff is from the asset store, but I mean for $40, hello. I mean, a full developer would work, I don't know, maybe 3 months for this village. So why not fucking buy it for $40 and use the developer for stuff that actually matters? So to our next asset, this is more or less the whole vegetation and the pathways and some stones and mostly the trees and the whole environment itself and the flowers and all the other stuff. And of course, they could have made this themselves, but why should they? I mean, that doesn't add to the final product. I mean, I've spoken to many people, and they didn't even aware that most of the stuff is from the asset store. And I personally don't think that this is a problem. I mean, if you look in Battlefield, in Final Fantasy XIV, in some other games, even Tarkov and many other games, they're using pre-made assets for most of the stuff. And the stuff Starworld is buying is not one-to-one just integrated into the game. They mostly add their own flair to the items, to these items. I mean, just for example, the Tindum Cathedral, many of the armor sets. Some are completely unique, some are just modified. But now let's hear Henrik's statement for that.
Armor in the game is from Asset Store. You're completely wrong. It's embarrassing to hear such statements. We have commented many times, explain where we are choosing Epic Games assets, like many other studios or even large studios are doing, where it makes sense, where we don't need something custom made. A rock is a rock, a tree is a tree, stuff like that. Buildings. And then obviously when the work starts with reworking those assets to work with our game world. Good luck buying everything, put them in a game like this and think it's gonna work. And then everything that is custom made for our game, like characters, gear, etc. That's obviously where we have to spend all our time with our few developers. So just requires a little bit of brain effort to understand and see that. We have responded that several times. Yeah, you're completely wrong, said. But again, you're free to believe whatever you want. Show us the Vila, Shiva, whatever assets that are custom for Mortal Online, and cool. We actually noticed some of our Mortal 1 assets we built for the Korite villages on the store, which surprised us greatly, which obviously is not really legal to do. So we are in a process there. Quite strange. But yeah, we are proud using the assets where we can to save a few hours here and there where it doesn't matter, right? And if you think that is bad, then alright. Tough.
So to everyone, thanks for watching, and please leave your opinions in the comments about do you think Mortal is an asset flip? Do you think they should use less assets? Do you think they should use more assets to pump out content faster? Or do you maybe have a better solution? So special thanks to all the long-term supporters: Carmel, Professor, Slum of Gaming, Thibni, Lordless, Henrik, Rhonus, Paarthurnax, Vinya, Cologne, Bulldog, Xunila, you, and all the others. So always remember to acid hard. Not LSD. I mean, not acid, party hard. See you next time. Goodbye.